Greetings all, this is David Fuchsa, and welcome to what will be just the start of my sort of map Let's Learn, so to speak. I'm basically going to be jumping into, jumping into each of these contracts, like for the various contacts. I'm going to start with Vlad because he offers the immediate stuff. And more or less the goal that I'm basically going for here is just to sort of give you the gist of how to basically win these heists and get a little bit of maybe let's give you some hints on how to go through it. As you can see here, I've done this contract several times. I've got a few wins on hard, a few more on very hard, several on overkill, and a few on death wish as well. So plenty of experience with 4 stores. I don't intend to say I have experience with all the maps. Some maps I haven't even tried really yet, but we'll just jump into this one. So first things first, I'll talk a little bit about Vlad. Vlad is like your first contact, so to speak, I guess, with this game. So the first heist I guess you sort of get from Vlad is Four Stores, and Vlad is basically a guy who was basically imprisoned, and he basically ran a protection racket in DC. More or less what his role, so to speak, is basically to give you some starter heists. They're not really all that hard. You maybe just you start them when you're a lower rep type of character, but they can be kind of fun to sort of get into the game with. For the initial 4 stores, you don't really have to worry about assets all that much. There's a couple there, like expert driver and body bags, but there's really nothing else to so to speak of for this place. I'm going to try and stick with weapons that you may be using yourself. I recommend this for the first heist, just go for something standard, we'll use a maximum loud car 4 basically here. You don't really have to worry too much about the stuff basically to sort of start your game out with. I'll maybe jump in with a silence locomotive here. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about these weapons. This right here is basically my middle gunner type of weapon. It's good at medium ranges, and it's also good up close. Got a silence locomotive. I probably don't really need to silence ability for a weapon on 4 stores, but it's sort of good to have in case I decide I want to go a little bit silent for a little bit. I also have a dagger. We could just go with a weapon butt, so to speak, if we really want to. Couple other things here. Now, note that with equipment, you probably want to bring an ACM. The thing about 4 stores is that this is actually a very easy mission to sort of cheese with the ECM. So I'll basically show you off what you can do with that. And I'll note that with armor, you probably are starting with a suit. So why not? We'll book with a suit. So there's a 2-piece suit. So the objective is basically up there in the top right. Right now it's right to this where the kind of stores and all that. If you want to look around, there may be some other stuff since this is most it's basically updated completely at this point. There might be a few gauge courier packages right there. Might be one around here somewhere. I can't remember where exactly everything is, but you usually have one in that back alley up there. Maybe there's one sort of in here, right there, as you can see. Can't remember if there's any other benches out here, but I know that sort of over in this store over here, there might be some. And back here, there's usually a couple too. Right there is one in the underneath that camera down there in that area. Sometimes there's one over in this general area too. Alright, so that's basically just, a bit. Yes, thank you, Bane. Good old Bane, always giving you some advice and all that. So your main objective for this 4 stores heist is just to sort of collect $15,000. Sometimes there'll be an ATM over in this area out here, or it'll be there'll be an ATM inside there in the convenience store. We didn't get lucky. We didn't have either of those, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. I'll note that if you want to stealth this heist, and it is possible to stealth this heist, it's probably easier to do it from this store here. You only have to worry about, say, a camera right there, and maybe a camera inside the actual back room down there, and then whoever else is in here itself. So you don't want to watch out for like guys out like talking on his cell phone out there or whatever else. There's also like I'll note that on this map there's like security cameras in all the stores. Inside of the computer shop here, you'll find, as you can see, a guard. So he hangs around that computer store, repair store. And then there's also a guard here in like this Congo import-export China place, I guess. Like he's back there, as you can see. As you can see, there's a camera there. And sometimes, if you're lucky, there'll be like a safe in between those doors there. Not right there right now, but sometimes there is. Okay, there's the guard right there, so we're just going to back off. I basically just want to sneak by him to sort of take a look at the back room there. Now, if you're in heavier armor, it'll be a little bit hard to, it'll be easier to be detected in this, like, this store. You don't really have to worry about your armor so much or your concealment value or anything like this, because you're probably going to go loud anyways. But this is sort of like, this is sort of give you like a locale of stuff. That camera keeps spotting me down there. But there's two safes and cash registers there. You can wait for a guard out there to move a little bit. There's this guard over here. He's going to go back in the store. Cameras in the store, of course. Sometimes there's a safe in that room down in that direction. There's a counter, under that counter is going to be some safes down in that direction. If you look over here, there's cash registers, and sometimes you'll find a safe. Looks like there's a safe down over on behind the counter. Sometimes there's a big safe in that room over there. It's basically, you can probably guess where all the safes are. You're going to be under the counters or in back rooms and such. And that guard is not moving, so this might be risky, but whatever. We're just going to try and run by him and take a look in here. There's a camera. So when you basically put in your mask, it's, steal 15,000. A little bit of lag. This is not the greatest game to play on my computer with fraps, so basically I just took the hostage here. I'm going to wait a little bit for the computer to sort of let up with the lag there, and then all this can sort of continue on. But we're going to have basically to deal with this guard out here. He shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. He's just, basically a little guard. I might be able to stealth this a little bit, this one right here, so we'll see how long I can do it. I only have the basic one body bag and 2 cable ties, so actually, we're going to leave him. I don't think there's going to be... I probably should worry about guys being back here, but we're just going to get him in here first, and then I'll bag up the guard. Note, by the way, there's a vent right there, so cloakers can sometimes come back into this back room if you get into the assault. So that guard is dead. There's actually a person over there, which is kind of a nuisance because it's making it a little bit hard to sort of sneak around back here. There's lots and lots of civilians basically all around on this map. And it makes sort of like, it makes stealthing really difficult. So this is not like, it is a stealthful map, but it's not the easiest one to stealth. I'm getting a little bit of lag here. Looks like the guard over on the Peristalk's coming out of the store again. I may just try and like just get behind the counter over here real quick. Ah, lucky. Didn't see me that time. Packages are sometimes in here. So when you're ready, you can start drilling these safes and like taking the money out of the registers. Now with the drills, you want to be like, extra careful, I guess, if you're trying to stealth, because civilians can see drills and they'll get alarmed by them. So if I put this on, there might be a civilian that could see this drill, and then that'd be an issue. They don't come actually looking for drills, but if like a civilian comes to that window, they'll be able to see the drill in action, and then that'll be an issue. Now note, by the way, there's a camera outside this door. So if I try picking this lock, and you want to be very careful with this camera out here. You want to note, by the way, that cameras can hear drills. It's not something that they normally, actively do hearing the drills, but okay, so we got ourselves someone who's seen a drill, I guess. So this will give me a little bit more time to ECM will basically delay the cameras and our guys from making their pager calls. We're just going to do a quick little run and grab, so to speak, of what I can. Some people are trying to call, but they can't because the ECM is blocking them. And there we go. The ECM's basically ended it off. So yeah, they encounter a drill and basically call the police. So there's a safe down here. I'll note that, yeah, as you can probably guess, the drills will constantly go off and on. Here's an example of a big safe. These guys are usually a little bit rarer than the smaller ones. Big safes usually have the good loot. And it looks like this is the same damn drill that went off yet again. So more or less, this you're just trying to steal 15,000. If there's an ATM, the easiest thing you can probably do is just plant the ECM on the ATM. It'll sometimes be in like the corner store, like convenience store there, or out here on the curb. But we didn't get it this time, so no use making use of it. We're just going to pick this door open so I don't have to do it later. You don't have to really pick this door open, but it's sort of convenient to have it open in case you want to get out here. And of course the drill went off yet again. Looks like one safe is open, so we got access to that. I sort of recommend, by the way, that you maybe sit by certain drills, and like, basically you don't want to be running around all over the place. In this map, if you're on like higher difficulties, cloakers are a big issue. They can basically kick you down at like the worst possible times. As you can see, shotguns aren't that great when they're at long range like this. Okay, we got a cloaker in here, so... Okay, there's one cloaker, so those are just... There's a cloaker, so yeah, basically, cloakers will be your biggest issue in here. They'll pop out when you least suspect it. I'll note that this is a terrible mission to do with bots, because bots are just, terrible with cloakers. As you can see, Hoxton's trying to do what he can, but... Help me up, help me up. Okay, he's got a little bit lucky there, so... And good, he helped up the other bot, that's nice. I really got lucky there, by the way, but there's like, another example where cloakers dropped in. There's the vent for him to sort of pop in here. I'll note that the big safe will take the longest to sort of open, but we got really lucky and it never went off, this drill. No, the cops didn't disable it or anything like that, so that's, you know, made it a lot easier. The big safes will usually have, you know, if you can get them open, all your loot that you need in it. And if you can, like, if you can get to this big safe, it's very hard for civilians to see the drill in here. I basically lost most of my health there, but oh well. So basically at this point we're just waiting for the van. Yep, this, you know, it's the drill simulator is what this is all about at this point. Pick that up. Take that. I'll note that once you get to 15,000, you probably shouldn't worry too much about collecting more money. Just worry about escaping. You don't get a whole lot of, like, you know, loot, so to speak, on this map, so if you're just collecting stuff, you're just doing it for the sake of collecting it, not really for, you know, the actual loot being worth it or anything. There's the escape out there, which is nice. It's nice and close by, so I don't have to go across the street. I'll note, by the way, that C4 is a great tool also to bring on this map if you have it. C4 can let you blow through this, like, door, or can let you blow open safes. I was hoping that, you know, I could have, like, the ECM available to use on the ATM, but we didn't get that sort of option, so I may just try and do this mission again just to sort of show it off. This is, you know, ECMing an ATM. So basically there's, you know, a successful completion. Sometimes you can escape. We'll do the escape just because can't guarantee I'll always have the escape server available to use. So each of these heists, by the way, they usually have 1 or 2 escapes available to them when you do them. I think with the Four Stores Heist, it's 2 escapes are going to be street and cafe, but don't quote me on that. We're just going to see what's going to pop up with. And, you know, loading, because it takes forever. Park escape. Okay, so we got park escape. Park escape's kind of interesting. There's actually a sort of tell to sort of get through it, so I'll be able to show you that off and what it's all about. I'll bring the AMR for this one. And the para. As you can probably tell this from, if you're if you're knowledgeable about this game, I'm basically using the Enforcer armor. I've got like a double med pack, or double ammo pack. This character is basically a high level Enforcer technician character. And more or less, I'm actually best for combat on this character, less so for stealth or anything like that. So blah blah, we crash. It's an escape. Now with escapes, what you basically want to do is just hold out. Sometimes you have loot in the van, you should take it. Now, on this map, there's basically a tell to basically sort of let you know where you need to escape to. If you're looking over in a distance, you'll see like SWAT cars or police cars just sort of blocking the area. So if you look down there, there's a SWAT vehicle down there. Those, like these 2 areas, or these roads here, the escape won't come from those directions. But basically, what you want to do, you want to look down for a street with no cop cars or SWAT vehicles. This is going to be where the escape is, over here. So if I drop this here, basically the escape is going to come in this direction. So if I go down this direction a little bit, just basically, as you can see, a bunch of cop cars over there in that part of the street. So more or less, I just have to hold out here for a little bit. 4 minutes. Now, on this map, the things you want to watch out for, I guess, are more or less tasers and bulldozers, so to speak. Cloakers aren't a big issue because there's like such a wide gap sort of between you and them. But with tasers and like bulldozers, they can like sort of like, you know, walk up the street, so to speak, or the tasers can just jam you over fences and stuff like that, or over cars. Nothing to them. Where's the taser? Oh, there we go. So there's the taser popping out. Another taser coming down that direction, I guess. Oh, so here's like a good example where a taser can be bad because he's beyond that fence. And I'm scared from it a little bit. Probably should have put the ammo bag over here, but whatever. Being a 4-star, I have 2, right? So. Alright, we held off them. That taser's out of the way. So here's a bulldozer. Now you'd think that a bulldozer wouldn't be that difficult on this map, but the thing that makes him difficult on this map is the fact that at long range his shotgun's for some of you is stupid accurate, so he can basically snipe you with that stupid shotgun of his at long range. Technically I can do the same to him, I can snipe him at long range, but there goes his helmet. I think he's actually going off the map there, that bulldozer, so don't have to worry about him. A little bit of lag at the worst possible time right during the escape sequence around it. Cloaker's down. So, van should be coming over in this direction in a moment. There it is, van's coming in. And then we go. So there's park escape done. All the lag and all. So not really a big payday for Four Stores. The thing about Four Stores is that it's basically a newbie starter map. It's very simple, but you don't get a whole lot of payout or anything like it. That's going to be, you know, really tempting to make it, you know, playable over and over again. Something to note though about Four Stores is that because of, like, you know, how quick it is, it can be good for farming gauge packages. So if you're after certain courier mods that you want for your gun, if you have the add-on, then, or the DLC, then it's worth like going to Four Stores perhaps to do that. Now I'm just going to cut the recording here to try and see if I can kill the lag somewhat, and then I'll basically jump back in and do 4 stores again, just to sort of maybe get the ATM this time. Alright, I don't know if the game has settled down a little bit or not, but we're just going to jump right back in so I can basically show you off 4 stores again, where hopefully we'll get the ATMs to sort of show off. So jump into 4 stores again. Now I'm going to try jumping into like a lower difficulty, because at this point I've already, show you off an overkill. So hopefully I think on normal difficulty there's a higher chance of ATMs perhaps spawning. I'll probably note that at higher difficulties things get harder, and I'll note that even on Death Wish or 4 stores the ATMs won't even be there. But we'll basically jump in here. And I'll note that I'm basically stuck in the loading screen here. So yes, a slow computer made slower by Fraps, so. Anyhow, just to like sort of give you a breakdown of what my plan will be, I'm just going to jump into this just to sort of show off the escape of the ATM and why it's good to sort of have the ATM available. You can also use the saw if you're in a forfeiture, but because everyone should have ECMs, because it only takes one skill point to get the ghost tree opened, you get the ACMs available. It's not that hard to sort of just to have an ECM ready. So we're starting in the parking lot over here. We're in casing mode. On normal, by the way, this door will be open. This will only be open in normal, I think. And there'll also be a lot less packages if you're looking for those. Alright, so we got the ATMs both in the store there, as you can see. So that's where the ATMs will usually pop them there. There's also one over here. So that's great. I don't really care about stealth at all. So what we're basically going to do is just, do this. So yeah, you can use the ECMs on the ATMs here, and if you open up an ATM, you automatically get the money you need to sort of, complete your objective. And I think I made a boo-boo because we're stuck. So that's been, oh, there we go. Bit of a boo-boo, but whatever, we're not bad. We're still good. Couple cameras here, but we're just going to move you into here. And the reason for moving her here is so that she's out of view of the cameras and stuff. Whatever, so it looks like we're basically made. One of the cameras saw me, apparently. We'll grab a little bit of loot before we just book it, so to speak. Kill that guard. If you're a master ghost, by the way, you can get both the ATMs. And escapes in the same place as last time, so let's go there. No need to stick around. So yes, that's basically using the ATMs on the lower difficulties. No escape this time, we're just out, so that's basically it. So 4 stores, very easy heist. All you really have to do is just, if you have the ATMs available as ECM or SOD open, if they aren't available, then you can just, steal normally, and it'll eventually just beat the heist for you. It's possible to stealth this heist, but I wouldn't recommend it. Just go loud. It's not really worth stealthing anyways. That's pretty much a good little quick shake-up for Four Stores. I'll be doing videos for like all the different heists, so this is like, you know, the start of it. Eventually I'll work my way through Vlad to Hector and the Elephant, and I'll even do some of Bane's, and possibly do the Dentist as well. But for now, take care for now. I think that'll be a good like stopping point for Four Stores. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll continue on to the next one.